Oh my God, it's Shelly Life. Their excuse, look at everything she's planning. She throwing the world, loves her. Shelly Life, she unapologetic, sometimes misunderstood. She a boss, making boss moves, pushing, pressing past the pain. Shelly Life, oh my God, it's Shelly Life. Oh, it's Shelly Life. She's talking about it, Shelly Life. She's winning, Shelly Life. Come on, fellas and ladies, let's pop our shit. It's Shelly Life, oh, it's Shelly Life.
Hey, 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 happy Tuesday. Happy Tuesday. Happy Tuesday. Hope everybody had a fantastic Tuesday and that we are moving and grooving, y'all. We almost to Wednesday. You know, I always say it's a good thing when we almost where we got to go. We're going to jump into this today. We have Aaliyah joining us today. We're going to talk about this topic, y'all. We're going to get it popping and started, and we're going to see how it goes. The thing is streaming at the bottom. High value or high maintenance. Do men and women really see each other clearly? Let's bring Aaliyah up on the stage.
Hey.
Hello, Miss Sheffield. How are you?
I'm good. Hello.
I can't hear you. I hear you.
Uh-oh. You can't hear me?
Hello, darling. How are you?
You can't hear me? Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Okay.
I can hear you.
What's going on?
Can you hear me?
Live?
Uh-huh.
Yes, I can hear you just fine.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can
Not
hear
much.
you.
Good. So here's the topic. It's high value or high maintenance. Do men and women really see each other clearly? When a man says high value, do they really high?
Okay, we're breaking up a little bit.
And when a woman says standards, are they seen as demanding? Are we valued because we say we want more, or are we high maintenance because we expect more because we know our worth? What do you think?
I ain't gonna lie. I caught every other word that you're saying. You were breaking up a lot, Shelly Live, when you were talking. So
okay, so I said, yeah, the Wi-Fi is terrible. I swear to God, I'm going to move the whole computer to the other side of the room next to the Wi-Fi. But I was saying, do you think a man? So men normally base a woman as high value or high maintenance. Sometimes when a woman knows her worth, a man will devalue her because she knows her worth and she sets standards. So she's labeled as high maintenance.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think about that?
I mean, okay, so high value versus high maintenance. I feel like a person who, has high value, they have, they have self-respect, integrity, they bring value to others, versus somebody who is high maintenance is the complete opposite. They are just,
Right.
a person who's high maintenance, they're the complete opposite. They don't have that self-respect and self-worth and self-value. They don't care. They often exhibit a lot of controlling behavior and stuff like that. So
I would think so.
Yeah.
I think what do you think about high value when a woman has value to herself? What do you think? How do you think men receive that? Like, a woman has value. She values who she is. She values her person. She values everything about her. But then sometimes you have, and this is men and women. I don't want to just bracket on the men. But it's men and women. Some men are high maintenance and high value.
I mean,
it's not always the women. Some require a lot. What you think?
A woman who has high value, they kind of, I feel like they set like very healthy boundaries. They're sufficient. They communicate. They
Mhm.
communicate their needs pretty much directly.
Right.
Versus a woman a woman
So
who.
so
Mhm. Go ahead.
which one would you prefer? Would you prefer a high maintenance man or a high value man?
A high value man, of course. A
And,
high
and what
value
would
man.
and what would be your reason for a high value man?
Breaking up a little bit. Breaking up.
So what would be your reason for a high value man?
I mean, my reasoning for a high value man over a high maintenance man is because they make, I don't know, a high maintenance man, I feel like, will make the relationship just about their needs, and they'll demand their contributes. They won't, I don't know, they won't make it, it won't be a teamwork mindset, for a high maintenance man. So that's why I prefer a high value man over a high maintenance man. I want somebody that, has a team mindset, someone that encourages growth, positive interactions. Some, that's the type of individual that I would want, that's the type of individual that I would want to be with.
So do you think when a woman asks for a luxury lifestyle that
Mhm.
makes her high maintenance, and is it a red flag to a man?
Mm, when she asked for a look, I'm I don't know. It depends
Because, and
on.
I'm saying this because
Mhm,
some women
mhm,
some women
mhm,
demand certain things. Like some women want a man that opens the door for them. They
mhm.
want a man that is a leader. They
Right.
want a man that can provide
Mhm.
if they was in a situation, or and they might consider it a luxury lifestyle, but it's not really considered a luxury lifestyle because you have
Mhm.
standards,
Right.
but you're labeled as high maintenance because you have standards. Hey,
Right.
Sharon.
I don't consider those things that you just named. I don't consider those things high maintenance at all. A man, I feel as though a man should open up the door for you. A man should, a man should open up the door for you. I don't feel like, I don't know. I feel like if your man treating you, just because you have those standards of a man opening up the door for you, and a man should, I don't know, pay the first date and stuff like that. I don't feel as though that's considered, I don't know, luxury, in my opinion. I feel like that should be the
That
standards that you should
standard, right?
have.
That
Right.
should be that could be the standard for a lot of
Right.
women, but men don't typically want to do that. You meet men that
No.
think it's like, they think it's like they should not have to open the door for you.
Right.
And now this is when you're dating, a man that's really a man, that
Hmm.
that he does open doors and he closes doors and he makes sure you're on the inside of the sidewalk versus on the outside of the sidewalk. If you're walking
Sidewalk.
down the
Hmm.
street, they're gonna put you to the side.
Hmm.
That's a man. That would be, to me, a real man that would do
Right.
those things. But then you'll be also labeled as high maintenance. So is that a double standard? Is it something that men shun away from when they can't fit the bar? See, I think personally that a man that cannot bring those values to you, they can't fit the bar, so they label you as high maintenance because it's the way of it not being on them.
I would have to agree with that as well. I,
Sharon said,
that's true. My man started
Sharon
strong,
said,
but
that's true. My man started strong, but stopped.
now
Now
I'm
I'm hurting
hurting
because he
because he
stopped.
stopped.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
shouldn't have, because he stopped doing things. He stopped doing the things that a man will do. And sometimes a man will wean you in by doing certain things. And then
Hmm.
when he gets you, he stops doing them.
He stops doing those
He just
things.
stops. It's like, okay, he don't do it no more. Now everything becomes a complaint. It becomes
that typically
something more.
happens. Typically happens like when you first get with someone. You're showing you all the right things. They're doing all the right things, and opening up the doors. You all on cloud 9 and everything. It's like what she said. I think he felt my love and took me for granted. So yeah, typically at the start of a relationship, they're doing good, and then when they got
And
you,
took me for granted. But typically, I agree.
Mm-hmm.
I do
when
agree.
they got
I agree
you,
when they
certain
get
stuff,
you.
some stuff stops.
Mm-hmm. But is that right? Jason says, "What was your definition of high of a high value man?" Well, for me, a high value man is a man who wants so many things but not giving back.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's one thing for you to be high value when you have confidence in yourself,
Mm-hmm.
you dress a certain type of way, you have a great job,
right.
You're doing all these wonderful things. I would consider that high value.
Right.
Then you have the men that don't do nothing,
mm-hmm.
and they consider themselves high value. So Jason, which one do you think you fall in the bracket of, Mr.
Right.
Madison? Mr. Madison, please elaborate. Sharon said, I think it's time to end it. I can't cry forever. No, Sharon, you cannot cry forever over a man. Never. You get your emotions, you cry, because a man will break you in 2 seconds if you allow him to. You have to know your worth as a woman.
You do.
To know, and that might be that high maintenance thing. That's where that high maintenance coming on. You have to know your worth. I feel he doesn't want us anymore. And it's okay for people. Let me tell you something that I've learned in my life. When a door closes for you, Sharon, it's closed for a reason. Mm-hmm. If the door to him closed and he did not look back for you and us, and I know you're speaking of you and your son, he wasn't worth you no way, honey. Because anything that's of value to a man, baby, they coming back to get it. If you was never no value to that man, he's not going to circle the block. He's not going to spin the block, because it is what it is, right?
Right.
And you own it and you keep it pushing. Don't never run after no man that don't want you, because baby, you'll be running forever.
Right.
You will be running forever.
Yeah. I mean, for me,
you said,
high value, I'm an accessible value man. I mean, for me, a high value man, they're emotionally mature. They communicate openly. A high value man knows how to control his emotions, mm-hmm. handle conflict, very just calm and respectful. The key traits, they're confident. I love confidence. They're typically ambitious, and mm-hmm. they have strong ethics, That's just what I would.
Ethics about themselves. Yeah.
Right.
And they're not riding on the coattail of the woman. Because you can be high value and still ride on to the, hold on to the skirt tail of the woman, but you're this guy, you're here, but you can't focus because your woman's here, and you can't balance because she's shining. And that to me is also crazy.
Right.
Sharon said, I'm tired. I got to go. Sharon said, I'm tired. I got to let it go. You got to let that go, baby. That's toxic. That's straight toxic. Jason says, well, the true definition of high value man is a
man that makes a lot of money.
A man that makes a lot of
whatever he wants,
money,
including a woman.
To purchase whatever he wants, including a woman. He purchased the cut off of this live now. Like, you are not buying women out here, okay? We're not doing none of that, Jason. None of it at all. That's crazy.
That is crazy.
He said not to buy a woman. We're not buying nobody.
Right.
Oh, thank you so much, Timothy. I appreciate it. My thing got stuck on Timothy. Sharon said, I love you, Shelly. When I don't know, I'm going to seriously move my computer to the other side of the house.
Yeah, because your Wi-Fi is really is horrible. I ain't even going live. Right? I'm catching every word. I'm trying to keep up.
Not buying a woman. Jason, no, you're not buying any women. We don't do that in 2025.
We don't do that. We don't buy. We don't do that. to get her whatever she wants. Mm-mm.
He said, "Buying."
I can get whatever I want on my own.
Able to
Okay.
get her whatever she wants. Yeah. It shouldn't always be the driving factor. You know what I mean? Like
Right.
I think in anything you do, it's 50-50. You give, you get. You give a little bit, you get a little bit. Now, I
Right.
don't agree with a man having to pay all the time. Like, I don't agree with that. I
I
think
don't
that
agree
women
with
should
that
pay
either.
sometime. Like, if you're going,
Mhm.
you
I
know,
don't
because
agree with that
some
either.
women feel like the man should always pay. I absolutely
Mm-mm.
don't agree with that one. And people probably
I
think
don't
I'm
agree with
crazy. I'm
that.
glad you don't agree with it. Because
I don't,
people be
because my
like,
thing is
that's
this:
crazy.
if you want to feel special, you want to feel value, you want your man to take you out, you should be doing the exact same thing for that man that you love. Don't you think that person deserves to feel special sometimes and love just the same way how you want your man to buy you all these nice things? You should be able to treat your man the same exact way. So yeah, it goes both ways. It goes both ways. So no. I do agree with that.
Donnie said a man should never leave with his wallet. And
wallet.
I don't think so either. I think
Yeah.
he shouldn't. He should. I think it got to be something else, you know. And I don't think a man should leave with his wallet, but I also don't think he should leave with sex either.
Leave with sex either.
Some people don't even want to know your name; they just want to boom jump in and. You know, no, we're not doing that either. It has to be you know, you can sit down, you can have conversations, you can do FaceTime, you can go out and laugh together.
Right.
Some of these
we gotta catch a vibe. We gotta catch a vibe. If we don't have a vibe and we can't talk and we can't communicate, we gotta catch a vibe. It gotta be more than just sex and money and stuff like that. We gotta catch a vibe. If I don't have a vibe with you, I don't even want to. This ain't going no further.
Because my thing is, it's like you don't want to be bothered.
Right. I'm like, my thing is what's gonna happen one day when we can't have sex no more? All we gotta do, I want somebody who I can talk to, and you know, we you know, stuff like that. If I can't catch a vibe with you, we can't sit down and watch movies and cuddle.
But you can lay in the bed. And your worth, knowing your worth gets you labeled every time, all the time anyway. Being pretty gets you labeled all the time, every day. You know, someone says, "Oh, she's too good. She thinks she's too cute. She thinks she's too that." Why does somebody being attractive and demanding certain things make a man feel like she thinks she's too good? And that's what puts you in that high maintenance bracket. Jason says, "I'm an emotionally intelligent man." Jason, we know that you're intelligent. We be around you. We're very aware, and you're also a fun man. I have a lot of fun with you, Jason. Shirley, I surely will pray for you and your family, darling, as always, as I often do.
I really hope you get over that situation, Sharon, and everything as well too.
Yes, that's something that you need to let that go. And if you need to call me, please do, because you need to let that go. That's just gonna hit down.
He's secure within himself. He's grounded.
Yeah, a hurtful hole.
Versus the high maintenance man who's needy, expects more than he deserves, demanding, self-focused, and more than likely hard to please, more work.
Ravonda said the difference between the two are a high value man doesn't need validation than he's worth. I totally agree with that.
I totally agree with that as well.
I do.
Dead on with that, Ravonda.
Wholeheartedly.
Yes, I do.
Yes, I'm telling you. I think that's what it is. I was going to say that a man that's high value, that doesn't need validation. That's probably the guy you want to end up with. He doesn't need you to validate things about him. And if you say something, he's not mad. You know what I'm saying? Right. He focuses on the both of you because he already knows he's grounded, his purpose. He's driven by something. Right. What you're doing is not going to bother him.
Right.
Now this thing of this high maintenance man. A high maintenance man is always needy. They want the woman to do something all the time. You can't, you know what I'm saying? It's all this stuff they need from you. They need for you to do this. They want for you to do this, but they're not bringing anything to the table that makes you want to do any of this stuff.
Right.
So it's not, you know, it's how you look at it. Now, one of the other questions were, do men label women high maintenance when they can't control them sexually or emotionally?
Oh, do men lead women what?
Do men label women high maintenance
Maintenance.
when they can't control them sexually or emotionally. Do you get labeled because of that? I think we do.
I think we do as well. We definitely.
I think we get labeled.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I think what men fail to realize, women go through a lot when it comes to dealing with a man, because, you know, already in Atlanta, it's 20-1 anyway. You know, It's a lot of men to a lot of women. So the men have all these picks. So they're like, oh, I can do this. I can jump over here. I have to deal with the high maintenance. I can go over here and get Betty nails and toes and she's happy. But then I got, you know, Betty over here who wants a house and she wants a foundation. Well, I'm not going to put in the work for this side. I'd rather go over this side where it's a little bit easier.
Right.
See, and a lot of that goes on. But then you want, when it comes down to you wanting a home and a foundation, like the Betty over here with all stuff that you done. It's always, a man is considered high value man when a woman classifies him, or his lifestyle classifies him, because it seems like the man who are high valued are only validated when a woman says so, because
most of us don't even
think like
that who are accomplished.
Well, Donnie, I don't know.
I don't know about that one.
I think it depends on the woman. I think it depends on the kind of woman that you are speaking. It's particular what you say here. I think a woman doesn't. I don't think women sit around and classify men. I really don't. A lot of women don't sit around and classify. I
don't think so either.
Behavior. That's what you have to understand.
I definitely don't think so.
Depending on what you're looking for, right?
Right.
If you're looking for a quick person to do that with, they're going to persuasion, whether it's what we are, whether it's we're committed, we're singly bonded, whatever it is, they're going to want. It's always want a give and like I tell you, give and get. It's going to be one of the two. Vonda said, no, I don't think that has anything to do with it. Anything to do with, let me see what she's saying.
At that point, he
just wants some ass.
He just wants some ass.
Oh, ass.
That's the new way we say ass, Michelle. Get with it now.
Okay. See, that's because of my age now, because I didn't know what the hell it meant. I was like, what in the world?
Right.
I was going to try to pronounce that backwards. That's the sad part. But I mean, it's, you know, I think once again, it is value and maintenance. It seems like I think both of them kind of go hand in value, but then they also want to have some maintenance too.
Right.
I don't think it's wrong to want both. You know, if you're bringing to it, like it doesn't to me. I don't know. I might be labeled both high maintenance and high value, honey. I have things that I want right off the gate. Like I be trying to tell people, like, you know, boom, this is what it is, honey. I ain't got time to play. I'm 53. I don't have time to be dancing in the parade and jumping in the arena. You know, some people want to just drag you all around the world. No, have a purpose. Everything has to be purpose driven. It can be kicking it. We too old to kick it. So they might find me difficult. They might think I'm just straight out damn difficult. Let's see. Do women mistake low effort for being chill, instant, or lazy?
I didn't hear that question all the way. Do women mistake low what?
What you think? Okay, it says. Do women mistake low effort men for being chill, low effort? He wants to be valued, but he has low, be sitting there playing the Xbox for 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 hours, and your head's swimming all over the place. Like, let's see. What I'm saying
most of the time when you hear the conversation concerning a high value or low value man, it is coming from the woman who's doing the judging, because most men who are high value don't have to walk in that arrogance of saying, I'm this great man, so I need this great high class woman to be in my life, or maybe I'm just totally misunderstanding.
Well, Donnie, what are you looking for? Maybe that's the better
Right.
question.
I think that
I think
mhm.
what
Right.
are you really looking for?
Looking for in a
That's the
woman.
question you have to ask yourself. Do you want to love you for who you are? Like, I think that's the bigger
Right. Definitely.
question. I don't arrogance is something part of it. I think well, I know the guy. So you just have to think about what you're asking from a person, and is that really your person? Is what you're asking from someone really the person
Right.
for you, and what you're wanting in your life, and how does that person view you? Maybe you should start there. Ask the person how they see you. That might be the starter to the conversation, sweetie. You know, how does she see you? And if you
Right.
have somebody in mind, you know, what does
Mhm.
that look like? What does that look like? Vonda says, first of all, a man of high value, his presence speaks for itself. Again, he doesn't need validation from anyone because he knows his worth, and will more than likely know women of high value when he lays his eyes on
her.
I do agree.
I do agree with that.
I do agree.
She's hitting the head on hitting it with what's hitting it on the nail.
The head on the head, the nail
The
on the
head
head.
on the nail. She's hitting it with the head on the nail with the points. Because I do agree with that. All of that.
And she said all that.
He's a bum.
He said, "Oh, you said all that he's a bum." She's talking about the man that's lazy, that's sitting on the Xbox playing the game.
Right.
Men be doing this for real though. You ever have a man, you come home, he wants all this stuff, but he just sitting there and ain't doing nothing, and you done went to work, you done came home, you done cooked, and this nigga just sitting on the couch doing absolutely nothing. That'll drive
I
me
know,
crazy.
I know that.
I'll probably be the high maintenance and the man.
I know that all too. I know that all too well. All too well.
People could be like, yeah, okay, when you're experiencing, you know you don't want to be a part of it. You'd be sitting there like, no, 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 and no. You want somebody who is driven, you know, somebody I would rather date a man who's driven. You know, I've had the best of both worlds when it comes to having the street men, the corporate men, the rich men, the men that want to be rich that ain't really rich. Like, you know, I've had my share of the loop here. But at the end of the day, it's now at my age, I'm looking for something more core, and then you have to think about it because of my lifestyle and because of the way I do my when I'm here, when I'm not here, when I'm home, how I am at home, when I'm not at home, how I am when I'm out, my social extrovert, introvert. It's both of the two. You know, I'm a mixture of both of those two, and I don't think I should have to change myself to accommodate a person, because if a person values me, they understand what I'm doing anyway. They understand the drive. They understand the ambition. That's how they'll see it. They won't see it as, oh, she just want to be seen. They'll see it as she's driven. She's driven by what she's trying to do.
Right.
He would never be in my space. Baby, what you talking about?
Right.
What you talking about? I ain't coming home watching nobody playing the Xbox unless we millionaires, honey, and then you ain't got shit to do but sit around on the couch. That's a different story.
Right.
When you want to go and you trying to get the goal and get to where you going, baby, you ain't trying to sit around watching no man playing no Xbox and playing and sitting around ain't doing nothing. That'll irritate me in 5 minutes. My child sitting in his room too long, I'd be mad. I'd be like, what you doing? We ain't getting up. We ain't going to work. We ain't going to school. What we doing?
Well, I would say
question. I mean, like a clock.
I would say this,
but you know, okay.
I'll say this. As long as you taking care of business, can you hear me?
I can hear you. I'm just reading. I always print out the thing first.
Okay, because the connection has been so bad and it's been frozen. I've been trying to follow every little thing.
Even when you're talking and the connection's not connected, I can still hear you on the thing. It's still spinning. Okay. If you look at your phone and you're watching it live, you'll see we're not going away. It's just spinning on our end in StreamYard. That's all. But yeah, what were you saying now?
Well, I was saying that I feel you said something about a man playing video games. You know, I'm dating somebody.
Yeah, sitting around playing video games all day long. Man. Don't have
They
nothing
don't play
to do with
video
life.
games all day long, but as long as you're doing what you need to be, I don't mind you playing video games. As long as you need to be, as long as you're doing what you need to do, as long as you working, bringing home a check, and you ain't on that video game all night. You ain't on all night and everything. Then hey, you know, if you need to relax and release, then if that's how you, then hey, but no. Not sitting on that, not sitting, can't be playing on video games all day.
But you ever have a man that tries to steal your shine?
Oh, yes, absolutely.
You know, just no matter what you do, he tries to take away your joy every time this is where your worth comes in and knowing what you're worth, whether you are high maintenance or not. Because there are men that are like predators. Like they're like baby predators. They just come in to conquer, you know, and manipulate you and try to, you know, kind of move you in the rhythm or make you feel like what you're doing is wrong. I have realized when I am unattached from anybody, that's when I move. That's when everything moves for me. But when I'm attached to an energy that's draining me, I can't move.
Yeah, same here.
It's almost like I'm in stuck vision. And then this hand of God comes down and says, what are you doing? Open your eyes. I'm trying to get you through a door and you won't go through it because you're sitting here stuck where I'm out with somebody over here doing. You better get together. Because I've learned that in my relationships. I've always had relationships that have been very controlling. I'll say that right off the top. They always want to control me and control what I'm doing, what I'm not doing, how I'm doing it, when I'm doing it, what I'm doing. And I tell people this all the time. If I'm dating somebody, I'm very faithful when I'm in a relationship. What I do on social media is social media. It's social media truthing. It has nothing to do with my relationship. Now, I shouldn't have to scale back something to validate you because you're uncomfortable with what content I'm talking about. You should support me because, babe, when the bag come home and the money come home, it's coming home to a foundation. Like you got to make it make sense. I mean, some stuff has to really make sense.
And I was in I was in a relationship for 3 years. It was domestic and everything. Talk about my man wanting to steal my shine. I was back in school. I was studying film and everything. I was so happy and everything. I would talk about film. I said, this is what I want to do in my life. I'm gonna be on the big screen, baby, one day. You would think he would support. You would think he would support me, support my dreams, what I wanted to do. This man was just so jealous. You ain't gonna be getting on no big screen. You think I'm gonna be watching you on some big screen, kissing some man and this and that third and da. Oh, he hated it. Hated it.
Jealous. They get
very jealous. Very jealous.
Right. When you're a woman, it's very hard. I think that's sad when we have to come out of who we are to accommodate people. And I think I'm at a point in a place in my life at 53. I can't do it for anybody at this point. I really can't, because I move in silence. I think I could love somebody and I can really love somebody and I can check out mentally in a matter of time, matter of space of time, because I feel like God gave me a big intuition. Like I can feel things when they're moving funny around me or things are like not lining up and stuff starts to not make sense at all to me. So I think that's what keeps me focused and keeps me going and keeps me driving, because I always say, I'm gonna be a bit of both. I'm gonna be high value and I'm gonna be high maintenance. I demand and I respect certain things. And if I don't get those things, I'm probably gonna pout like a little girl, because at the end of the day, I think my worth is worth it. I know my value. So
I know that's right.
I'm not gonna be like, oh yeah, that's cool. Do that. No,
I know that's right.
Yeah. She says, my guy plays a lot of games. It has bothered me before, but that's only when I can realize I shut my world down and he's still in his. Are you saying like games like we're saying like Xbox or like head games? That's I need to kind of clear. Are you saying head games or games like actually sitting down playing PlayStation? Like some men be paralyzed and playing PlayStation, which is nothing wrong with it.
Beat on that thing.
Yeah.
Right.
If you got a job and you
like I said, as long as you working in PlayStation.
Oh, PlayStation.
Yeah.
Yeah. See, I can give you so much time on the PlayStation. I'm not I get it. You know, I understand men, they get married, they get girlfriends, they have a boom boom room, and they go in their own little space and they do their own little thing. As long as I got some time in there somewhere, we probably never have a problem. But we're not gonna be you always playing.
But you're not gonna be on that game all. But you're not gonna be on that game all night though. You're not gonna be on that game all night though. I need to be able to have. We need to be able to talk and have conversation.
No, it's the time and place. It's just like a kid on an iPad.
Right.
We're grown. We got to do grown folk stuff. I require a certain amount of attention in a relationship. I require I do. I'm high demand when it comes to a certain amount of time that you got to spend with me. You know, before I start feeling like, okay, what's really going on here? If I can stop my world and move my world around you, then I demand you to move yours around me. Like, for real. We're not, no. No. So I guess I might be bougie. I might be high maintenance. I might be high value. That
don't make you bougie because no. That does not make you bougie because you require time, and that doesn't make you bougie at all. Absolutely not.
Some people will label you for that. They'll say, hey, you want too much. Oh, you do too much. No, you're not getting. Nobody's getting in my headspace.
You know what I say to that? Okay. You know what I say to those people? Fuck them.
To hell with them.
To hell with them. Fuck them.
Okay. The next question: money. How? If a man provides financially, does that automatically make him a high value or just a wallet? That's what Donnie was asking. If a man provides financially, say that again. Does that automatically make him high value or just a wallet?
If he starts in the beginning,
Aaliyah, I'll let you go first.
Oh my God! So you just gonna throw me up, and I'm
gonna put that all on you, baby.
Okay. If he sets that foundation in the beginning, you said,
yeah, it says if a man provides financially, does that automatically make him high value or is he just a wallet? This is where men get thrown off at right here.
Right. I a man should be. I don't think that makes him just a wallet.
And I think that's not the same. Like hiding from you, I'm providing for you.
I don't think that makes him just. I don't think that.
I grew up in an era where my dad provided for my mom. My mom didn't have to work, he was a provider. Which is, if you go back to the Bible, that's what it says a man's supposed to do. He's supposed to provide. Right. The woman is supposed to take care of the home, take care of the children, take care of the foundation of the home. Now, just because you're taking care of your foundation doesn't make you the wallet. It makes you a provider. Let me get that part.
And I agree with that. I agree with that. A man should be a provider. I do feel a man should be a provider. If I'm doing the cooking, I'm doing the cleaning, I'm having the sex when you want it, and I don't see a problem with that. I don't see a problem with that, to be honest with you. I don't think that makes him just a wallet. That's Tamika said that's a loaded question, and it's
like Tamika said, it's a loaded question, and it's broad. It is because it once again depends on the person you're with. I think if you initially go, I think that's a conversation in the beginning of a relationship that should be had. You come to that, you break that bread up right in the front. Hey, we're going to be doing this Dutch. We're going to do it 50-50. I'm a provider. I've never dated a man I've never in my life dated a man that hasn't taken care of the house. I don't know what that looks like. It would probably shock me. You know what I'm saying? Like if I'm dating somebody, they are pretty much taking care of the foundation.
Taking care of the foundation.
Dating, going together, whatever you're doing, they taking care of the foundation unless we live in separate houses. And then there's still things required, right? Like I shouldn't be outside cutting my grass if I have a whole man.
Taking out the trash, stuff like that.
Taking out the trash if I have a whole man. Now it's different if we're not like that. But if you're in my space and my world and we're doing it like that, then there's certain things that I shouldn't have to say, that needs to be done. I think a man should look and pay attention to what is not done. You know what I'm saying?
It's
Like
something about, just something about a
little
man.
things.
Right. Just
It
something
doesn't-
about when
sometimes it
somebody listening and paying attention.
doesn't require being the one. It just requires you to pay attention. Mhm.
Right.
Tamika says, well, says, a provider does not have a gender. Taking care of the home, whether male or female, is a provider. We strategically think money when we hear the terms provide. Okay, I agree. That's what I'm saying.
I agree
It
with that as
doesn't
well.
mean financial. It doesn't mean financial. It's the things that you do. The
Right.
things that you do that kind of guides you a different way. If you feel like you're a wallet in a relationship, remove it and start doing things and see if the
Right.
woman's going to be so bothered.
I agree with that.
You know what I'm saying? She probably won't be bothered. Now, if y'all living together and the whole house is falling apart and everything's falling down your head, that's a whole different thing. To the space where
Right.
you're moving in with somebody or about to be in that space. So there's no confusion.
Right.
You know, confusion comes when you don't have that conversation.
When you don't have that conversation up
say, hey,
front.
that's what we're doing. You know, I lived in my house with my ex-husband for 2 years. He lived in the basement. And we had a very good understanding of how we lived. It was like, hey, this is your section, this section, this is what we're doing. We're going to respect each other as a whole. We sat down, what you paying, what I'm paying. He didn't want me to pay the mortgage. He was like, you're not doing that. So I did never have to do it. But you're going to do the same things you do as a woman in the house. Like my house is always going to be clean. I'm always going to make sure it's cool. I'm always going to cook. I'm always going to do, if I'm in that situation, I'm in that mode, whether he was my ex or not. Now,
Right.
when I started dating and I decided to date, I brought the person I was dating and my ex-husband together.
Right.
Is how you keep that confusion. I sat them both down.
Right.
And I said, this is him. This is him. This is what we do. He goes around this way. The other one comes up the front. There was no confusion to that. And he still paid mortgage. Like he still did because it was an agreement. You see what I'm saying?
That was an agreement that y'all had.
So it's just not. Now, some people might have said, you know, she's pimping. There's a whole bunch of stuff that people were saying, honey. But at the end of the day, I think it comes to communication having sex. That's what confuses situations anyway. There was none of that going on. It was, hey, this is what it is. And I still had the guy that I was dating. He was still providing. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
It didn't stop no show. It wasn't like, oh, you're the man, I'm going to not provide for you. No, he still provided.
Right.
So I guess it's a man that really knows his value and what he really brings to the table and how he stands as a man.
Right.
Period. Because no one has to teach me how to be a woman. You see what I'm saying? Like, you're not going to come and say, oh, I got to teach you how to be you. I got to teach you how to, on the foundation. I'm going to know how to hold down my foundation, period, point blank. And if you get sick, I'm going to know how to hold it down altogether because that's all I know how to do.
Right.
Huh?
Between that.
What's the difference between that
and polyandry?
I don't know what that is. I don't even
What
know
is polyandry?
What is that? It's like,
what is that?
You got to elaborate on these words. I might have to Google that one, baby.
Let me Google what is polyandry.
You know, it's just, I think, look it up because I don't know what that is to me.
I'm about to look it up.
What that is. It sounds like something with a man and a woman and a woman. I don't know.
Okay, polyandry is a rare form of marriage in which a woman has 2 or more husbands at the same time, contrasting with polygamy, where a man has multiple wives. When a woman has 2.
It wasn't. I was divorced. Tamika, I was divorced from one. He just lived downstairs. That's all. Like, you know, when we decided to call it quits, we had the conversation. It was no bad blood whatsoever. Like we sat down and we was like, hey, you know, we made a mistake. We should have done this and let's live, you know, because at the time I wasn't dating anybody and he wasn't either. And we had already cut out the whole sexual part because it was like 2.5 years that we didn't touch each other. So, and I wasn't sleeping with anybody. But the agreement was when we started, if we started, that we would talk about it because we had a little girl, you know, we had to make sure the little girl was okay. Right. So in respecting each other, we sat down and had the conversation and it was like, hey, this is what I'm doing. Right. This is who I'm seeing. they're going to be coming upstairs, the top part, a key. They're going to come. You might want to continue going around the back like Ben. And the only time he ever came in the house through the front door was when it was raining outside because he had to bring our baby in, and she would have got soaking wet because he picked her up from school. So it was very peaceful. Like we didn't have, it wasn't bad. It wasn't crazy. Now what happened where it went left was when the other guy that I was dating, it started to bother him. Why? Because he allowed his friends to get in his ear and say, "Oh, she's doing this," and "Oh, she's doing that." And I can swear on my own life, I never touched the man downstairs ever. When I checked out, I check out. I'm telling you, I'm a Capricorn. When I check out, I'm all the way out. I don't be in foot, 1 foot, half foot, jumping foot. I don't do none of that. I'm out. Like I'm done. Like that's how my mind moves. So,
right.
And we yeah, I'm telling you, I'm a Capricorn. I'm a monster when it comes to that. My brain shuts off and be like, sure. It's like it never was there. It never happened. So, and we're like the best of friends now. So it's not, I don't think I was.
I'm glad that y'all were able to have that level of maturity.
And that one wasn't for me.
Mm-hmm.
You got to. And my friend, are you a pimp? I'm a pimp. I wanted to make that man do nothing he didn't want to do. Like if the one downstairs didn't want to do something, he wasn't gonna do it. He was grown. He gonna be like, I ain't gonna do it. But he knew, and he knew what he was doing.
Right.
And that's how it works. And it worked great for us,
Right.
I still paid stuff. I wasn't living for free. He just chose to pay the mortgage. He was like, I'll pay the mortgage, you pay the bills. I still washed his clothes. I still did, I still did stuff as a woman. If I cooked, he was vegan. I had to cook vegan food. So it wasn't like I didn't hate the man. I didn't hate him at all. It's probably the best person in my life. Actually.
And you don't have to. Just because it doesn't work out with somebody, you don't have to hate them. There doesn't have to be any animosity and stuff like that at all.
Absolutely, absolutely not.
Sometimes it just doesn't. It doesn't work out.
It doesn't work. Right. It doesn't work. Sometimes things just don't work. It's no need to force two things together. When you get to a place in your life and you're just like I said, I think confusion comes in when you cross contaminate, when you're like, oh, I'm still, you have ex-wives and the husbands are still slipping over there, sleeping with the guy, and that's what brings the confusion. All telling you and be trying to check you about it. You're gonna be like, look, I ain't even finna answer you or entertain it because that's crazy all by itself. No. I'm either with you or I'm not. If I'm in something, I'm in it. If I'm out, I'm out.
Right.
Point blank. And I'm not sexually driven. I tell people that all the time. I'm not this chick that's sexually driven where I just have to run out here and have sex. No. Sex is sex. That's always there. Like I can get sex with my eyes closed. like I don't
we can have sex by our damn selves nowadays, to be honest with you.
Okay, so it says women's lens on men. Do women always recognize true high values in men, or do they sometimes confuse arrogance with confidence?
Wow.
Do we confuse arrogance with confidence?
I don't. I can tell the difference between when somebody being arrogant and when somebody's being confident. I don't. What about you?
Yeah, I think a confident man turn me on. Like I like this confident. I love a guy. You got to mix together. To me, I said I get mad support from my ex. I get mad support from my ex. He and his wife hangs out with me all the time. At times.
My daughter was blessed with 4 of us. I love that. I love that for y'all. One big blended family.
Yeah, I think that this is wrong. One big family. Why argue?
Right.
Why argue with anybody if you're not confusing this?
I mean, my thing is this: you laid down and you had a child with that person at one time. So why, you used to be in love with that person. So why do you have to? Why can't y'all get along? And that's what I'm saying. It doesn't have to be, we hate each other just because it didn't work out with each other and stuff like that. My thing is, y'all, it doesn't have to be that way. So that's how it should be. When it should be,
but you can get along,
get along, and everything. Go on trip. I've seen when it don't work out. The whole family they taking trips together and stuff like that. So it don't have to be all that animosity and stuff like that. It don't have to be like that at all. Yes, we can be.
But so I don't think so. Yes, we can, but guilty of that. I just feel like people can get, but arrogance and confidence. Arrogance and confidence. I think a man should carry both, a little bit of arrogance and a little bit of confidence. I think he should be blended. I think that's a good blend. When you have a not arrogant to the point where you're an asshole.
I was about to say,
just a
clear that up.
I love a man that's confident. Yeah, a man that's confidence is sexy, honey. Somebody confident man, baby. They demand the room when they walk in it. You know that they done came in the building.
Right.
So Vaughn said it should be that way, but not everyone reaches that level of maturity.
Mm-hmm. That is a good point right there. That is a very good point.
But the question is, does women confuse arrogance and confidence? Like, do we get it confused? Do we get mad? I know when somebody is completely arrogant to the point where he's an asshole. That's the question.
I say that because everyone has men and women have a shell that only can take time to break. I don't know. Maybe I do. Maybe sometimes I do confuse arrogance with confidence because sometimes I don't know. I think we can confuse arrogance. Some stuff it'd be like somebody was showing some. I remember I was on this date with this guy one time and everything. He was too flashy for me, showing off this big chain and everything, and he was like, "Ooh, my chain feels so heavy and stuff like that. Make this so heavy in my neck and everything." I was like, being so loud. I don't know. I think, man, I was like, I don't know. Maybe we can confuse arrogance with confidence.
Yeah, Vonna said confidence. I let you keep the arrogance because the borderline is assholism. Assholism.
I like that assholism. Assholism. I never heard that.
Yep, honey. I don't like. I said I like a little bit. I like a little bit of arrogance.
I just don't like it when you being all too. I just don't like it when you being too cocky
and a whole lot.
Think you just
walk with certain type women. You have to. If you lack it, it'll be horrible for you. Like it would just be like, ooh, that's like trying to teach somebody how to walk.
Right. That's a shell. He probably didn't have friends as a kid.
No. Arrogance. Arrogance. Right. Now, there's some men that are arrogant and they don't need to be arrogant. They're assholes.
Right.
They just straight out asshole. But then there's women that are arrogant too and don't need to be arrogant. It works both ways. Now, I think the confident person is good. You carry confidence with you. Right. You don't need somebody telling you that because you already have it.
Right.
Yeah. Let's see. We got a couple of minutes. We're almost down. Let's see what's the last and final question.
And please repeat it so I can hear the question, please. Go. It's been breaking up.
Okay. If a woman expects nice dates, trips, and gifts, does that mean she's expensive or just knows her worth? Did you hear it?
I did. And
if a woman nice dates, trips, and gifts, does that mean she's expensive or knows her worth? I'm saying that for the people if I'm lagging, because I know I'll be lagging.
I just think I don't think that means she's expensive. I think if she's a good woman and everything, and she's a good woman and has a good heart and is loving and everything, I don't think that makes her. I think that she's deserving of those things. Nice trips, dates, and she just likes nice shit. That's what I'm saying, right? This is one of the things where she just like nice shit.
Now, there's a saying that a woman shouldn't ask a man for something she can't buy for herself. What do you think about that?
I do agree with that. I do agree with that. You should be able to have your own. You should be able to,
if you date a man, let's say you're dating a celebrity, and you should be able to hold your own, but I think there's certain things that are realistic, There's certain things you got to be realistic with. Like you might can buy some, and sometimes buying people stuff, you could buy somebody something very small and they're appreciative of it. I think I'm like that. I don't like being overwhelmed and showered with a lot of shit. I like to buy my own shit, really, I do.
Right.
But then I don't like people wasting money. So I always say, let me tell you what I like. Because you might go ahead and give something that I don't
Right.
like. And I don't think that's bad. I think that's just it. I like what I like, and I don't want somebody
Right.
going wasting their time. Because I used to date a man, which the movie Singing for Freedom is about, and he was like that. And he bought me everything. Like, I didn't want for shit. I didn't even know how to want for shit. Like, everything that I looked at, that man bought it. But it was overwhelming to me because it was too much. It was like, for me to go into a store and spend $5,000 on a shirt, to me, that's stupid. Like, to me, that's stupid. So I used to argue all the time about that. Like, you know, we would have arguments about that, but this is the thing. We would have arguments about it, but he would hit me because I didn't want it. I would get hit for that. So it was like a situation in my house where I had no choice but to just take things I didn't want.
Right.
And then he liked to dress me like I was a little doll. Like, he would, I picked out things. He felt so in my things that I have, embrace the thing that I have and be grateful for what I have. You see what I'm saying? You learn how to say, I don't need everything to make me happy.
Right.
I don't need everything to make my home. What I need is for you to be loyal, honest, a giver, be attentive, pay attention, and be funny. Be funny.
Right.
I think I can be happy if I have just that. Just that alone. She's operating. He said she's operating in what she's been exposed to. Exactly.
Right.
Paula said agree, but Paula, baby, we don't know what you agreeing to. We done said 25 things on this thing. If I'm used to McDonald's and I want Ruth Chris, I would please. But I mean, you know, to me, you ain't got to do that. Like, I like nice things. Don't get me wrong. I like going nice places, but I ain't no big eater. So I'm gonna tell you that right off the gate, baby, don't waste your money. We gonna waste the money. Take me to a tapas place where that shit is little and I can eat what I want and be, you know, eat a little bit because I'm gonna waste food. You know, I'm gonna literally waste the shit. I don't want to do that. So I don't want to waste somebody's money. Right. But I'd rather go like, you know, play some bowling. Like,
I don't mind eating
football,
you know,
run around. I like shit like so happy.
Right. Naturally, if his tax bracket is higher, the gifts or what you can purchase.
She said naturally, if his tax bracket is higher, the gifts for what you can purchase yourself would be different. Of course.
Right.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Right. It would be definitely different. You can't, if a man is a millionaire and you making $85,000 a year, baby, you can't match his he wear Rolexes. You ain't got that kind of money. You out here real moms and grandmas.
Right.
You know, he can't, you know, I might buy you some nice stuff, but it ain't gonna be that. It ain't gonna be that, baby. Let's go get the lottery. Now, if I get it, baby, it's yours.
Right. Most of the time that happens when people are not used to having things. They equate designer things with value. A cheap short serves the same purpose as an expensive shirt. Okay. I does.
You can't tell people out wearing knockoffs. People out here wearing knockoffs, not name brand. Don't nobody know when you got that shit on. When you walk into a room, can't nobody look at you and say, "Oh, her Prada is fake." Like, nobody knows that.
Don't nobody know that but you.
Celebrity wearing a zirconian.
Right.
Nobody pays attention anymore. It's like, I think with people, they feel like when they have a lot of money, they have to look a certain way. Sometimes you can have a lot of money and still don't look like you're worth. Like, because, you know, some people can't put on together that looks good together. Some people don't look good in clothes. You know, you see celebrities all the time on the runways and rich, wealthy people that they don't look like anything in the clothes they're paying for. It's like, okay, you did that for what and why? You still look the same. So yeah, y'all. But that kind of brings our discussion to a close for today in this lovely hour. It's been a fast hour, but it's been a great hour. Ravonda got the last word. She said, "Those are people that stay rich."
I just want to say that I am so
black
proud
people
of
running
you.
around with all the gold teeth and the white teeth.
I just want to say that I'm so proud of you for launching this podcast, Shelly Live. You are doing your thing and everything. Just wanted to go on the record by saying that. Now you know you done broke up, honey. I ain't hear but about 4 words. Yeah, you were frozen. You were frozen. I just wanted to say I'm proud. I ain't said nothing that you know you don't already know, but I'm proud of you. That's all I'm saying.
Thank you. I appreciate it. It takes work. And I have to get out here every day when I'm in my pajamas and put on makeup and shake my hair up like this and be like,
Right.
oh, y'all, I'm sitting down. If I get up, the bottoms might not match the top, but y'all just see on my face. So we do that. But it's been a great show. Thank you, Aaliyah, for joining me. I hope you come back again.
Definitely.
It was good having you on. That's Aaliyah Sheffield. If y'all don't know her, follow her on social media. She's also an actress. You know, if you need an actress, there she goes. She's really good. Y'all make sure y'all follow her on her name is Aaliyah Sheffield. That is what it is. Aaliyah, you might want to spell it because you know your last name is.
Oh God, yes. So AALIY.
But y'all follow her. We got the play coming up, Rooted. We got Under the Rug.
Yes. We got these movies, No Justice, everything. So please.
Sheffield,
Sheffield, SHEFFIELD.
We got a lot of stuff coming up.
Yeah.
Aaliyah Sheffield, y'all. Go follow her on her social media handle. She does a live on her page as well. In the morning, she comes on with a pretty face, just smiling and talking about the great days that she's having in the morning. That's how I am. But y'all, the whole thing, be great, be fabulous, be wonderful, be amazing. Love somebody. Bye, love somebody. And Singing for Freedom. Singing for Freedom is October 4th. Buy your tickets. We have so many of them left. We're trying to get them going. We're trying to have a full house. We're there. We're trying to have a bigger, fuller house. But you gotta follow the assignment, like and share the content to this page. I'm no greater news as yesterday, which is good, y'all. And my content is flying because they're, Facebook recognizes the stuff. Facebook does all kind of things. Say, well, you've done this, or you've done that. Now, I love y'all. We're out of here. We about to run it. We about to get off this.
Singing is not just about the notes. It's about our freedom. It's about the struggles and the hardship we go through.
Yeah.
Oh, this is nice.
You see, out here in the world, there's a whole lot of do's and don'ts. But in my world, I can do any and everything I want to do.
Looks like somebody got their eyes on you. Baby. Girl, give the man a chance. This is a really nice place. Do you come here often?
Well, I come here a few times a week. Being that it is my place and all.
Oh my God, I'm so embarrassed. I did not know this was your spot.
Life is about taking chances and risks. And you're one that I would take a chance on.
Wow, I really appreciate that. And I did have an amazing time tonight. Listen, you're my best friend, and I love you, girl. But listen, Domino, that nigga, he is not for you. I just want to stay here and enjoy myself.
I don't give a fuck what you want to do.
Please just leave his ass before somebody calls me, telling me he's killed you.
I'm gonna tell you one more motherfucking time. I'm tired of your shit.
I saw how he treats you, girl. You don't have to put up with somebody putting their hands on you constantly. Regina, just leave it alone. You're fucking crazy. You're crazy.
Crawl, bitch! Crawl! That's what I'm saying. Fight back. I like that, yeah. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Motherfucker, shit. Fuck you! Fuck you! If you don't die today, shut the fuck up, yo.
Get your motherfucking hands off her nigga right now.
Oh, yeah?
It's just a misunderstanding.
Nothing can take away your pain. Nothing can fade your past, babe. Can you just ride along with me? Tell me, babe, tell me.
Oh my God, it's Shelly life. Their excuse, look at everything. She's winning, she throwing the world. Loves her, Shelly life. She unapologetic, sometimes misunderstood. She a boss, making boss moves, pushing, pressing past.